There are people who spend their whole life fighting the same bad habit. They change for a week, then fall back for a year. They promise themselves, this time will be different, and then watch. That promise die in silence. Maybe you know someone like that. Maybe that someone is you. You say you'll lose weight. You start a brutal diet. You cut sugar, bread, oil, joy. You wake up early. You run until your lungs burn. You go to the gym every day. And then life comes. Bills, children, work, stress. The diet breaks. The running stops. The gym card sleeps in your wallet like an old memory. You don't become a monster. You just quietly return to who you were. Sometimes even worse. In Japan, warriors say, you don't lose a battle in one strike. You lose it in 1,000. Tiny moments where you give up on yourself. Christopher had been giving up on himself for 40 years. He was 40. He weighed 142 kilos. He wasn't evil. He wasn't lazy. He was a stock manager in a warehouse. 15 years in the same job. Wake up at 5 a.m. Home at 7 p.m. 2 children. A wife. A mountain of bills. He was the classic man who carries the world on his back. And forgets. He also has a body. Breakfast was whatever he could grab in the car. Lunch at his desk, in front of screen. Dinner on the couch, in front of a TV. Weekends were pizza, beer, and the sacred altar of his sofa. He called it rest, but was slowly killing him. His body started whispering warnings. Climbing stairs felt like climbing a mountain in a storm. Tying his shoes became a battle plan. Sit down, hold breath, push stomach, reach laces. His children asked, Dad, can we play tag? He answered with excuses. His wife said, let's walk in the park. He said, I'm too tired. Maybe next time. But the cruelest wound was not in his knees. It was in his heart. One day, his 7-year-old daughter simply stopped asking him to play. She had learned a painful truth. Dad doesn't play. He saw that. He felt that. And still, he did nothing. Because he had tried to change before. 3 times he went to the gym for 2 months. Then stopped. 3 weeks on. Low-carb diets. Then stopped. 5 days of morning runs. Then stopped. He reached that dangerous place where many people die without dying. Acceptance of defeat. That's just who I am. I've always been fat. It's my genetics. My metabolism is slow. I don't have time. Stoic philosophers call this surrender of responsibility inner slavery. The chains are invisible, but they are heavy. Then came the day the warrior fell. It was a Saturday morning. Christopher was in the backyard. His 9-year-old son was playing with a ball. Christopher wasn't playing. He was sitting on a plastic chair, watching, breathing heavily. His son kicked the ball too hard. It flew into the neighbor's flower bed. Dad, can you get it for me? Christopher stood up, walked to the flower bed, bent down to pick up the ball, and couldn't get up, not because of sudden pain, not because of an injury. He simply didn't have the strength to lift his own body. So there he was, on all fours, in the neighbor's flowers, sweating, struggling. His 9-year-old son watched in silence. The neighbor had to come and help him stand. For a samurai, falling in battle is honorable. For Christopher, falling in a flower bed was pure shame. That night, he sat on the edge of the bed and cried. He cried because he was 40 and needed help to stand up. He cried because his son had seen his weakness. He cried because he knew he was carving a memory into his child's mind. My father was weak. His wife entered the room. She didn't give a speech. She just hugged him, then whispered, "You need help, Chris." Really, on Sunday morning, he did something different. He picked up his phone. He called the only friend he knew who had lost weight and kept it off. Marcus, a man who had lost 30 kilos. Not just thinner, more alive. Marcus, I need help. Did you go to a doctor? Take any medicine? How did you do it? Marcus paused. I went to a doctor, yes, but not the kind you're thinking of. He didn't give me pills. He gave me a philosophy, not a diet, not a magic trick. In Zen, they say, when the student is ready, the path appears. Christopher didn't know it yet, but his path had just appeared. He simply said, "Give me his number," and the battle for his life began. On Tuesday morning, Christopher entered a room that didn't feel like a doctor's office. No metal, no cold lights, no posters of organs, just a wooden table, 2 simple chairs, a wide window, looking into a quiet garden, the kind of room where silence is the teacher. A thin man entered, around 65, straight posture like a bamboo tree, movements slow and deliberate like someone who had lived many winters without rushing. "Christopher," he said, "tell me what brings you here." Chris told him everything. The weight, the shame, the exhaustion, the flower bed, the look in his son's eyes. He waited for the usual treatment, the diet charts, the exercise plan, the medical lecture. But the doctor didn't touch a computer. He didn't write anything. He just looked at him, calm, steady, almost like a monk listening to a confession. "Tell me," the doctor asked gently, "how many times have you tried to lose weight?" 3, maybe 4. "And how long did those battles last?" "A few weeks, maybe 2 months." The doctor nodded with quiet understanding. "Do you know why you failed?" Christopher started listing excuses. Time, genetics, metabolism. The doctor raised his hand. A small gesture, but it cut through the air like a blade. "No," he said softly. "You fail because you try to win a 40-year war in a 2-month battle." The room went silent. Your body took 40 years to become this. Your habits took 40 years to build. And you thought you could undo all of that quickly. Christopher lowered his gaze. He felt like a student kneeling before a master who had just spoken the truth he'd never dared to admit. The doctor continued, "Christopher, I will propose a change today. A change so small you will think I am mocking you. A change that feels pointless. Ridiculous. Do you accept?" Chris was desperate. "I'll do anything." The doctor nodded. "Good. From today forward, every morning, before anything else, drink 1 glass of water." Christopher waited. Surely there was more. A workout, a diet, a schedule. But there was nothing. Just water. "Doctor, with respect, I need to lose 50 kilos. A glass of water won't fix this." "You're right," the doctor said. "A glass of water will not make you lose 50 kilos. Then he leaned forward, eyes sharp as a samurai, sharpening his blade. "But it will do something far more important. It will prove that you can keep a promise to yourself. And that proof," he added softly, "is the only weapon you need right now." Christopher left the office confused, frustrated, even angry. $200 for water? Was this a joke? But something kept echoing in his mind. A promise to yourself. How many promises had he broken? How many Mondays had he declared a new beginning, only to crumble by Wednesday? If he couldn't trust his own word, how could he change his life? That night, he filled a glass of water and placed it beside his bed. When the alarm rang at 5 a.m., he saw the glass. He drank it. Simple, quiet, complete. Day 2, the same. Day 3, again. By day 7, something strange happened. He woke up before the alarm, and the very first thought was, "Where's my water?" His brain had begun to expect the ritual, like the beginning of a new path being carved into the mountain of his mind. On the 14th day, he returned to the doctor. "Did you drink water every day?" "Yes." "How do you feel?" "A little silly, but I did it for 2 whole weeks." The doctor smiled. "You have learned the first principle of the Japanese way. Kaizen, continuous improvement through microscopic steps. You did not try to climb the entire mountain. You took 1 step, then another, then another." "But it's just water," Christopher said. The doctor shook his head. "It is not about the water, Christopher. It is about the identity you are building." Now he continued, "If you are ready, we add the next step." Christopher leaned in. "What is it?" "Keep drinking water in the morning. And now, put half the food you normally put on your plate. Only half. If you're still hungry after 20 minutes, eat more." Christopher swallowed. The step felt too small again. Too simple. Too quiet to matter. But he had completed 14 days of water. He had proved something to himself. "Okay," he said, "I'll do it." And the mountain moved a little, just a little, but enough. Christopher began the half-plate rule the next morning. It felt like a joke. Half the food? For a man who had spent 40 years filling every plate to the edges? His stomach protested like a spoiled child. His mind screamed, "You're hungry. Eat more." But the doctor's words echoed in him like a temple bell. "Wait 20 minutes. If you're still hungry, eat again." Do you know how many times he actually went back for more in 3 weeks? Twice. His body wasn't starving. His habits were. What Christopher didn't know yet was that the doctor had just introduced him to his second ancient Japanese principle, hara hachibu, eat until you're 80% full. Not 100%, not stuffed, just enough. It's a principle practiced for centuries in Okinawa, one of the world's blue zones, where people live longer than almost anywhere else. Science explains why. Your stomach needs 20 minutes to signal fullness. When you rush, you cross the line before you ever feel it. When you slow down, balance returns. Christopher didn't know the term, but he was living it. After 3 weeks, he lost 3 kilos. Not much, but for the first time in decades, the arrow of his life pointed in the right direction. It's not the weight that matters, the doctor said. It's the direction. A warrior does not judge a journey by the first step. He judges it by the path it puts him on. Christopher felt something shift inside him. Not his body, his mind. Control was returning. Then the doctor said, "Now we add movement." Christopher flinched. He imagined the gym. Heavy weights, sweat, pain. But the doctor shook his head. "No, Yim, you will walk from your front door to your mailbox and back." Christopher blinked. "That's 20 meters. It's not about the exercise," the doctor said. "It's about teaching your body to move again." 20 meters. A laughable distance. But he did it. Every morning, after his water. On the 3rd day, something unexpected happened. His 7-year-old daughter saw him. "Dad, where are you going?" "To the mailbox." "Can I come?" She held his hand as they walked. She talked about school, about her best friend, about small things she had never shared before, because her father had been too tired to listen. When they returned, she asked, "Can we do this every day?" Something softened in Christopher's chest, a warmth he had not felt in years. By the 2nd week, he walked past the mailbox, to the corner, to the store, not because the doctor told him to, because his daughter wanted him to, because for the first time in years, he could. By the end of the 2nd month, he had lost 8 kilos. But the true transformation was in his eyes. There was a spark there, a warrior spark, a man returning to himself. During a consultation, the doctor asked, "Christopher, why are you doing all this?" "To lose weight," he said. "No," the doctor replied. "Why are you really doing this?" Christopher paused. Thought went deeper. I want to see my children grow up. I want to walk my daughter down the aisle. I want to feel proud of myself again. The doctor nodded. "That is your ikigai, your reason for living. Losing weight is not your goal. It is simply the obstacle standing between you and your purpose." Ikigai is powerful. People in Okinawa who live past 100 all share one thing. They wake up every day with a reason to rise. Christopher now had one too. When he wanted to sleep in, he thought of his daughter's hand in his. When he wanted to overfill his plate, he thought of walking her down the aisle someday. Purpose isn't motivation. Motivation fades. Purpose endures. 3 months later, he had lost 14 kilos. Clothes looser, breath easier, spine straighter. But then came a test every warrior faces. The first fall, Thanksgiving, a table full of food, family pushing him to eat, old habits whispering, old identity knocking. He gave in. He overate, deeply, painfully. That night, he stared into the mirror, feeling the old voice rise again. "You failed. You always fail. Just give up." The next morning, he didn't want to drink water, didn't want to walk, but he remembered something the doctor once told him. "You will fail. And when you do, that is when you will discover who you really are." So he drank the water. He walked, slowly, quietly, with shame on his shoulders, but discipline in his footsteps. And he picked up his phone. He wrote to the doctor, "I messed up. I think I ruined everything." The reply came in 2 minutes. "Come see me." Christopher went, afraid, ashamed. He expected anger or disappointment. Instead, the doctor listened, truly listened. "Did you drink water today?" "Yes." "Did you walk?" "Yes." "Then you did not fail," the doctor said gently. "You stumbled. There is a difference." Then he said something that would change Christopher's entire life. "Now I will teach you the most misunderstood Japanese philosophy. Wabi-sabi." Wabi-sabi, the doctor said, is the art of seeing beauty in things that are imperfect, including yourself. Christopher sat still, his shoulders tense, his breath shallow. The doctor continued, "Nothing in life is perfect. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing is complete. This is not a flaw of the world. It is the nature of the world. You ate too much yesterday. So what? It is not a race. The 14 kilos you lost. It is not a race 3 months of waking up early. It is not a race all the mornings you drank water. It is not a race the walks with your daughter. One imperfect day does not destroy a journey." Christopher felt something crack inside him. Not his spirit, but the illusion that everything must be perfect to be meaningful. In Zen temples, cracked bowls are kept, not thrown away. The crack becomes part of their story, part of their beauty. "Doctor," Christopher whispered, "what if I overeat again?" "You will," the doctor said calmly. "More than once. But each time it happens, you will wake up the next day and drink water, because practice is not about never falling. It is about always returning." Those words pierced Christopher deeper than any motivational speech ever could. They freed him. For the first time in his life, he was not trying to be perfect, he was trying to be consistent. And consistency allows imperfection. Perfection rejects reality. The doctor leaned forward. "Now I will teach you the next principle. Gambaru." Gambaru means to endure, to persist, to continue moving forward, even when it hurts, even when you don't want to, even when everything in you says stop. That is the spirit of the Japanese worker, the spirit of the samurai, the spirit of the mother raising her children, the spirit of anyone who keeps going despite the weight they carry. You showed Gambaru today. You stumbled, but you came. For the following months, Christopher stumbled again. At Christmas, during his son's birthday, on a stressful weekend with pizza and beer. But every time he stumbled, he returned. Water in the morning, half a plate, a walk. Slowly, something powerful happened. His falls became smaller. His cravings became weaker. His discipline became automatic. In Zen, they say, a river cuts through rock not by force, but by persistence. By the 6th month, he had lost 23 kilos. But the real victory wasn't numerical. It was this. One day, he sat on the floor to play Lego with his son, and then stood up without effort. No running, no pushing himself. Up with both hands. No pain. His son didn't notice, but Christopher did. He went to the bathroom, closed the door, and cried quietly because he had regained something he thought was lost. Forever. His freedom. Another evening, his wife said, "Let's walk after dinner." And he said yes. Not from guilt, not from pressure, but because he wanted to. A few weeks later, his daughter asked, "Dad, play tag with me." And he ran, not fast, not like an athlete, but like a father who had been given another chance. She laughed. He chased her around the yard. The sun set behind them, the air filled with their laughter. His wife watched from the kitchen window, tears in her eyes, not because he lost weight, but because the man she married was returning. Not his body, his presence, his spirit, his life. By the 9th month, Christopher had lost 35 kilos. But even more importantly, he had stopped thinking about giving up. The doctor asked him, "When was the last time you thought about quitting?" Christopher paused, searched his mind. He couldn't remember. "I don't know. It's been a long time." The doctor smiled. "Because you stopped trying to change and started living differently. You're no longer a man trying to lose weight. You are a man who takes care of himself. That is the difference between temporary change and permanente transformation." The doctor then pulled out a piece of paper and drew 5 circles. Ikigai, your purpose. Kaizen, tiny steps. Hara hajibu, eat seiken. Wabi-sabi, accept imperfection. Gambaru, endure. These 5 principles saved your life, he said, and they can save any life. Christopher looked at the paper. His entire journey explained in 5 quiet words. He whispered, "Doctor, can I keep this?" "You can," the doctor replied. "But understand something. This is not a weight loss system. This is a life-building system. You can use it for anything. Your career, your relationships, your finances, your spirit." Christopher left that appointment different. Not lighter, but deeper, stronger, calmer. A man walking on a new path, one slow step at a time. By the 12th month, Christopher walked into the clinic with a quiet confidence. Not pride, not arrogance, just a steady flame inside his chest. The kind of man earns one small promise a time. His doctor ordered blood tests. Christopher hadn't done one in years. Fear had always stopped him. Fear of the truth his body might reveal. But now he was ready. A warrior does not fear the truth. He faces it, breath steady, back straight. When the results came in, the doctor at the health center stared at the paper. "Christopher, have you started new medication?" "No. Your cholesterol has dropped. Your blood pressure is normal. Your blood sugar is excellent. What are you doing?" Christopher smiled. "I drink water in the morning." The doctor didn't understand, but Christopher did, because it wasn't one glass of water. It was 365 glasses of water, 365 walks, 365 half plates, 365 quiet victories. Those tiny steps had built a different man. That night, he stood shirtless in front of a mirror. For the first time in 20 years, he looked at his body without shame. No six-pack, loose skin, still some weight to lose. But he didn't see flaws. He saw a man who had kept a promise to himself every single day for an entire year. By the 18th month, he had lost 52 kilos. He weighed 90 kilos. Not thin, but strong, healthy, present. His daughter turned 9. During her birthday at the park, the children ran around playing tag. And this time, Christopher ran with them, laughing, sweating alive. A father watching from another family asked, "Man, how did you lose all that weight?" Christopher thought about Kaizen, Ikigai, Wabi-Sabi, but he kept it simple, one small step at a time. That night, lying beside his wife, she whispered, "Do you know what I love most about your transformation?" "What?" "It's not the weight you lost. It's that you came back. For years, you were here, but not present. Now you're truly here." Christopher held her hand. He almost cried, because she was right. He hadn't just returned to his body. He had returned to his life. Years later, neuroscientists would confirm something the doctor had known all along. The brain resists drastic change. Big transformations trigger fear, stress, and resistance. But microscopic changes? Those slip past the brain's defenses. They slide into routine quietly. They reshape identity without a fight. This is why blue zones, places like Okinawa, have the longest living people. Moderation, daily movement, community, purpose, acceptance of imperfection. 5 principles. The same 5 that transformed Christopher. 2 years after his first consultation, he maintained his weight at 88 kilos. Still drinking water, still walking, still eating until 80%. Still building the man he wanted to be, one quiet step at a time. People at work began asking for his help. He didn't give lectures. He didn't offer diets. He asked one question: "What's the smallest change you can make today?" 9 out of 10 people walked away, still searching for shortcuts. But the 10th returned after 2 weeks and said, "I drank water every day, and you were right. Something feels different." Christopher always smiled, because he knew that person would succeed. One day, after many years, Dr. Yamamoto retired. During their final conversation, he told Christopher, "You never needed me. Everything I showed you is already inside you. I merely gave you permission to go slowly, to be imperfect, to keep going." Christopher broke down in tears, because he finally understood. The strength had always been his. There's a photo on his living room wall. In the first, he sits in a plastic chair at 142 kilos, watching his children play. Not joining, just watching. In the second, he is 88 kilos, on the floor playing Lego with his son, his daughter laughing on his back. His wife took the photo secretly. When he asked why, she said, "Because this was the moment you came back." But the greatest legacy was not the weight he lost, not the health he gained, not the promotions at work. His daughter once told a friend, "My dad is the most disciplined person I know, not because he was perfect, but because she watched him stumble, fall, and always rise again. One step, one glass of water, one promise at a time." Now let me ask you, as one traveler to another, what is the smallest change you can make today? Not a big plan, not a full transformation, just a first step. Write it, do it, keep it. Because if you can keep one small promise, you can keep any promise. And that is how a new identity begins. Quietly, humbly, daily, one step, forever. Speak your mind in the comments. Your words matter. And if this path feels right to you, subscribe and walk with us.